Good morning. I wanted to give you a bit of an update today. I'm going to walk you around the farm and then I'm going to take you into the workshop and show you what's happening with the baby chickens. Please forgive my hat, it's playing games. See this? It's like an automatic flip hat. It's annoying me, so sorry about the hat. Okay, I'm going to, like I did, I think it was last week, just show you what's happening on the farm right now. So these are the little Growler Birds. I don't really have a name for these. These are 2 months old, so about 8 weeks old. Got some roosters, got some hens. I'm going to process the roosters, so they're going to become dinner. The hens, I haven't decided whether I'll keep them for my breeding stock or if I will sell them. But I know you can count them. I think there's 24 in there. So they're happily moving. And this is something else I like to see. See how well you can see it on camera. So you see that faint little line there? That's where this coop has been. That's why I love chickens on grass. Chickens on grass, keep them moving because they're chewing down the grass and we're moving them straight off it so it can recover. And the result is we always have really good grass. We're not like just hammering it. Following along behind, we're doing some trials here. We're playing around with some rabbits. That's one of the rabbits up there. So we're still working that out. We've got this wire, which I think I've showed you in another video. And that's electrified, goes from this coop back to the rabbit coop. So anything that comes up the side, it'll touch that wire and get absolutely belted. And I've just got a switch on the coop. Okay. Righto, I'm going to come over to the brooder now, and these chickens, I think they're 4 weeks old yesterday. And I want to share a tip with you. If you're brooding chickens, chickens like a little bit of consistency. So I'll show you what happened because I lost a chicken yesterday. So I'll just come in this is the E-Coop grower. If you haven't seen this before, this is a Growler Coop, so it's got no nesting boxes. It's just got a 30 kilo feeder, 30 kilo feeder, and these perches are removable, so you can just put them in and out. So now that they're bigger, I want them to start flying up on the perch. Now what's happened is I've got the heater over here, and each night I had a little light just shining underneath it. I just clipped the light up to that side and it was shining underneath it. And last night I took the light away, but I forgot to check them after dark. And this morning I found a dead one in that corner. So what's happened is I've taken the light away, and rather than being creatures of habit and going under there at night, because they're just drawn to the light, they go over to the light and then they snuggle under that heat plate. They haven't seen the light. I'd say they've congregated, all of them, or maybe a couple, they've congregated in that corner. One of them's got cold and died. So that was a bit of a mistake. And the reason I want to share that mistake with you, because most people wouldn't, they go, oh, a chicken's died, let's not tell anyone on YouTube or social media about that. I want to tell you so you don't make the same mistake. So if you've got chickens in a brooder and they're used to a light each night, and you want to wean them off that light, what I should have done, and I just totally forgot, I should have come out here after dark and go, where are all the chickens? Are they under it, even though the light wasn't there? I didn't do it, and the result, I lost 1 chicken. Now, I'm pleased I didn't lose like 40 chickens, but it might have just got smothered under the others, or it sat there on its own and got cold, I'm not sure. But if you're taking the light away, just make sure you check them each night for a few nights until you know they're settled in. So these chickens, I'm pretty sure they're 4 weeks old yesterday or today or something like that. So they're doing great guns. With this coop, it's obviously movable, it's on skids. So this is where it was parked, the edge here. We've just moved it forward a few days ago. So they've got a bit of grass, but they've still got some sawdust because this is great insulation. Maybe in another week from now, I'll move it forward a bit more to give them more fresh grass. And then when they're a bit bigger, they'll just be on 100% grass and no heater. So they're the chickens in the brooder. So they're 4-week-old chickens. I've also got the electric wire around here, and it pops up and pops down. So I've just got it down during the day so it's not a trip hazard. But I've got it so it can just be popped up like that. We can turn it on so anything that wants to come and say a fox, this wire is gonna stuff them up. They're not gonna be able to dig under that without touching this wire. It's just too close to the ground, too close to the coop, and that's gonna belt them. So that's an electric fence wire when we turn it on, obviously. So that's the setup. Works great. I'm pretty sure it works because 2 nights ago I saw some feathers about 15 meters away, and it sounds like an oxymoron right now. It goes, I'm pretty sure it works, but I found some feathers. It wasn't my chickens. It might have been a wild duck or something, because I found some feathers there, and none of my chickens were taken, but they were sort of spread out. So I think a fox came and got something. I don't know if it was a duck or a water bird, because I got a dam down there, so something got them. While we're here, I'll just show you. We're developing some things for rabbits. These aren't actually rabbit coops, but I'll just give you a tip. If you want to pasture rabbits, meaning put them on pasture, so this is a chicken coop with an open floor, and underneath this is some weld mesh. It's like pool fencing, or it's fencing, and all I do, I put the rabbits on there, and then when I want to move it forward, I've got this spare panel, I just drag it onto this one, and then I can pick up that one and move it to the front. So same as that, it's got some mesh underneath. Rather than trying to build mesh into the coop and then their feet are getting caught, you can just put the mesh down. So we're not going to run with this system all the time. We're looking at a more automated system like with slats and such. But I just more wanted to give you that tip. If you want to grow some bunnies, you don't want them to dig, but you want them to get some grass access, just get a couple of weld mesh panels. You just need one spare one. Even if you have 4 coops, you only need one spare, because you move it on, grab that spare, put it in front of the next one. So there's one of the breeding mums. Oh, camera shy, gone away. And that's a grass catcher as a nesting box, so she can really get in there. So I've done rabbits on and off for, I don't know, 15, 16, 17 years or something. So yeah, just doing some more things with rabbits at the moment. Rabbits are great, they eat grass. So now I'm going to bring you over to the layers, and I'm going to answer a question while I'm here. Someone asked me a question to say, disease prevention in chickens. And I'll probably start by saying I'm maybe not the best person to answer this, because I haven't had much disease. Now that could be a good thing to go, maybe I am the best person to answer it, but I haven't had to deal with a lot of diseases, so I can't say I'm experienced dealing with diseases. So whether I'm lucky, I'm blessed, or the diseases never came to me, I'm not sure. What I do know, this was the response I gave to the person. They said, hey, what about disease prevention? And we're talking of hundreds of birds, but it still works on small numbers. I say, move them often. That's it, move them often. Any livestock, you look in the wild, animals are moving. The wildebeest of Africa, they're not just sitting in one spot for 4 months, getting diseases and everything they need injections for. They're moving. If you've got your chickens and you're moving them to a new patch of grass every 2 days, maybe 3 days, I've found it keeps them healthy. Whether the science behind it, it breaks the parasite cycle, because if they have worms and they comes out in their droppings and then they're moved on to fresh grass before those worms can hatch and reinfect them. There's probably a number of sciences around it. I try and keep pretty simple with the stuff. Animals, just keep them moving, and I just absolutely love seeing the documentaries of the wildebeest of Africa, because no one's out there running them into the yards, like giving them injections and giving them the pour on of all the heartworming disease, whatever. They're just moving, and they're healthy, and the grass is green and long. No one's out there like spraying Roundup to get rid of a weed and spraying this so the grass grows green. It just works. Animals are moving. Keep your chickens moving. So on that, these aren't a good example because they've been here a while, but they're doing a job. They're turning this into veggie garden soil. So I've got more wood chip to add to this. I've been putting some compost scraps, and I'm working with a small number. I think I've got 34 chickens here. So, and they're just in there, they're all happy. There's not much to report, but I thought I'd give you a quick run around to show you what is happening on farm. But now I'm going to cross to the workshop and show you what's happening with the baby chickens. Okay, so it's the afternoon now. I'm here at the workshop. I've had people coming and picking up the chickens. So the way I've done the pickup, and someone asked me this in the comments, is because I work full time, I'm here at the workshop, I didn't want people coming all day, every day. So I said pickup time is between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday I started a bit earlier. So, and to organise it, I just put everyone's name in a spreadsheet. So first name, last name, how many chickens and the total amount. So when someone comes in and says, I'm Freddie, I can just look, Freddie, he's down for 10 chickens at $10 each. So all the chickens, they're all females. I'm selling them for $10 each for a few reasons. One, it's just easy figures rather than make it $9.65, because then I've got to deal with change and 5-cent pieces and everything. So I've just made them $10, which is easy. Someone gets 3 chickens, it's like, that's $30. The other thing I've done, more as a service as well, is I've made up these bags of feed. So these bags here, come on when it gets into focus, that's 3 kilos of feed per bag. And have a guess how much I've made them? $10. So someone can get 4 chickens and 1 bag of feed, and it's $50. So I've just tried to keep it really simple for me, and it's also for them rather than them trying to go through their car and find that $2 coin or whatever. So I've just been putting in the chickens for profit spreadsheet. I'll just show you now. So I've just been entering in, I'll actually do a screenshot of this, but I'm putting in every single transaction so you can actually see what I'm selling and how many people are getting things. So you can see here, this person's got a 3-day-old brown, which that could be like an Isa brown, and they've got 8 of them for $10 each. There's $80. Or 3 kilo bag of feed, one of $10. How much, like price per item, and then the total there, and I'll be totaling them up. I am working on at the moment to get this spreadsheet called Chickens for Profit and to actually share it with you. So what I'd love to do is so you can also get access, and you can literally click on it and scroll up and see all the transactions, and I'm putting in the transactions as per date. So some people have said, hey, I've ordered chickens and I'm going to pick them up on Friday, but I'm entering it in there when they actually pick them up. So, because I don't really want to do a case study to say, well, I ordered $1,000 worth of chickens and I sold them for $2,000, and that's the end of the case study, because then it opens up questions like, well, did people buy like 3 or 4, or did they buy like 30 or 40? So that's where I'm up to at the moment. Probably already I've probably had like 50 chickens picked up, and there'll be more tomorrow and Friday. So that's just a quick update on the Chickens for Profit, and I'll try and give you an update tomorrow or Friday. Take care.
Look at the cute little chickens.